first came in here this morning, I was really amazed by something. This high school has kind of been a rivalry for me. I used to coach Pop Warner football, West Side, and my son graduated from Ed White. So we were here football, basketball, and just kind of dominated y'all in everything that we did. I walked in here and I saw all these trophies, and I thought, wow, wow. Have you guys ever really paid attention to these trophies? Have you really paid attention?
We want that one easy.
That's our state trophy. We're number one in the state for our trophy.
Okay, okay. Not just in this room, but in that room too. I looked around and I thought, you guys are really good. Or whatever it is that you all do, you guys are really, really good. So I have a question. Somebody tell me, what does a trophy represent?
It's the result of all the hard work that you're training in. Basically showing that you dominated in your field of expertise or your field of work.
Okay, I like that. Someone else?
It's an accomplishment.
It's an accomplishment, okay. Anybody else?
It shows people that you achieved something that you've been working on for.
Okay, it shows people that you've achieved something, yes. Anybody else? Yes,
Victory.
victory. Very good. Anybody else? What does a trophy mean to you? What does a trophy represent?
It means I won a goal. I fought for something that I really wanted and I won.
Absolutely. And I think every last one of those answers are absolutely correct. I think a trophy is an outward expression of the hard work that was put from the inside out. That's what I think a trophy represents. And then you have first place, second place, third place, and then not only trophies, you guys got plaques and things on the wall. I mean, you guys really, really have put in a lot of effort to bring these trophies here to not just represent yourself, but your school and what organization that you are representing, and that is to be commended for real. So I applaud you guys for real. So here's the thing: each one of you all are a trophy. Each one of you guys are a trophy. Whether you realize it or not, you are a trophy. Somebody is going to benefit from having you in their life, right? But nobody will benefit from you more than yourself. Hard work, accomplishments, success all starts from the inside. It all starts from the inside. Anything that you want to accomplish in this life, it starts from the inside. It starts with a thought, having a goal, and then making it come to pass. Opposition is getting in your way. To me, somebody give me a definition of success.
Success is like you personally achieving something that was something that was very tough for you to accomplish and get through. So like changing a habit or like achieving something that's very, very, very difficult and you finally made it. Success.
Okay.
Success is achieving your goal.
Okay.
I think it's to be satisfied. Like, you've reached this point in your life where you're like, this is my life and I don't need to change it to be happy anymore.
Okay. Anybody else? Success? When you passing something. I've never heard that before, but okay. My definition of success is overcoming the obstacles that's in your way to your goals. Success. Anything that you put your mind to do, any place you try to go, anything that you try to achieve, any one of these trophies, you had to overcome some obstacles, correct? The trophies are the goals. Will we agree? You get in a contest, you want to win the trophy, right? To get the trophy, you have to overcome the obstacles. 9 times out of 10, the obstacles are internal. 9 times out of 10, the obstacles are internal. I am the oldest of 4 siblings, myself, and I have some little sisters. I was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. My dad was a very abusive man. He was an alcoholic. My mom was a very quiet, very, very just really quiet, sweet lady, okay? I grew up in a household where if things weren't done the way my dad said they should be done, then he got violent. He cussed us, he beat us, he did everything. And I, for the whole life of me, couldn't understand why my mom would leave us in that type of environment, okay? So immediately, I realized I had some things that I had to overcome because something was happening in my life that I didn't like. And that was, people was telling me you're gonna be just like your dad. So what did they see in me for them to think that about me? Was I mean? Was I a bully? Was I an alcoholic? Did I beat up people when things didn't go my way? All those things were true. Every last one of them. Except for the alcoholic part. I never really was an alcoholic, but I had a bad temper because I had anger inside of me that I could not control. And I didn't like not being in control. Even to this day, I don't like not being in control. If I'm not in control, I'm not gonna be involved. I have to be in control. But I didn't want to go down that path. See, my dad was my goal. He was my goal. He was who I didn't want to be. Anybody understand what I'm talking about? He was the person I didn't want to be. He was a monster. He was a monster. Now, as a grown man, I understand now that the life that he lived was, he never worked on his internal. He never fixed the things that was inside of him. He just acted on the emotions. If he got mad, he let you know. And that's all he did. I made a decision to be opposite. I made a decision to be different. Every parent wants their child to be better. Will we agree? Yep, you've heard your parents say that. I want you to be better than me. I made it a point upon myself to be better than my dad. What I was trying to do, I was trying to become a trophy. I was trying to become a trophy for myself and for my family. So I had to take some steps. The opposition was, I didn't know what steps I needed to take because all I knew in my life was anger and violence. At 22, I joined the Navy. I went to boot camp, Great Lakes, Illinois. All right, I'm good. Don't bother me. I'm physically fit in football, basketball, high school. This is gonna be a breeze for me. But what I didn't know was they mess with you mentally. That was the part that was tough for me to overcome. So before I got a boot camp, just to make a long story short, they put in my records I was homicidal. Why? Because I wasn't putting up their bull. I was fighting every opportunity that I had, right? But inside it was killing me, it was hurting me. Because I didn't want to be that dude and I didn't know how to control it. I didn't know how to control it. This anger, this rage was dominating me. And I knew that if I didn't do something about it, I was going to be like my dad, who to me wasn't a very successful man. Successful in the point of he stayed in his marriage until he died, 33 years. If that was one of his goals, then okay, great. Success in that way. But as a dad, to me, not so much. So I had some goals that I wanted to accomplish. And they didn't start when I became grown. They started when I was probably a little younger than most of you. What about 16, 17, 16? Yeah. See, at your age, I was fighting, blacking out, didn't know what was going on. Just crazy. And I hated it because I couldn't control it. So I had to do something. So I made up my mind. I got determined. First step to success is to be determined. I got determined that I wasn't going to be that. So success, overcoming obstacles on your way to your goals. When you make up your mind you want to do something, I am not going to have this anger. I'm not going to have this rage. I'm not going to be mad at everything somebody says to me, right? I am going to be a millionaire. I am going to design cars. I am going to jump out of planes. I am going to do whatever. When you make up in your mind, the very first step that you take in that direction is a step of faith. 9 times out of 10, the next step is going to be an obstacle. You're going to be tried. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? So I get to boot camp. Boot camps boot camp turns you into an adult. It tries you. It makes a man out of you. Is what they told me. So I get there and I'm fighting everybody. Am I on my way to my goals? Mentally, yes. Because each time I had a setback, mentally it made me stronger to go forward. Right? But physically, it was giving me a bad rep. It made me look bad. Homicidal? That just meant this dude won't kill himself, but he'll kill you. If you make him mad enough, that's what'll happen. I get to the ship, Mayport, USS Yosemite, my first ship. And the old heads in the fleet had this thing that if the younger people or the Ricks, whatever, the Ricks recruits, whatever, come in, if they didn't act right, they take them down in a hole in the engine room, lock the doors and beat them up. I welcome the challenge. Let's go, I'll lead the way. Bad, they always wanted to send me to captain's mast, always. They were trying to get me out of there. But in my time alone, in my nighttime, praying, agonizing, because I didn't want to be that person. So I found myself a lot of times going back, apologizing. You can't never take away the things that you've done. So you have to think about what you're doing before you do them. And the best that you can do is apologize and hope that they will forgive you and accept you for it, right? So after a lot of that, and I began to slow down and think about what I was doing. Think about what you're doing. Step 2, on your way to your goals, to your success, right? Think about what you're doing. Think about where you want to be. Think about what it is that what you're trying to accomplish. Without a thought, without some kind of vision, where you going? Every race has a finish line. Every basketball court has a goal. Every football field has an end zone. Everything has a goal. Where you're trying to get to. And then you have to establish some kind of plan. Football players don't just get out there and run. Right? Basketball players don't just get out there and shoot. Track runners don't